All right, I'm going to show you how to set up your 45 degree jig to use with your bandsaw to cut square blocks onto a 45 for doing ornaments, Santas, pirates, things like that. So first thing you do is notice there's two ends of the board. One has a little bit more space, has a circle on it. The other one, the supports come almost all the way to the end of the board. I've already set up the fence on my bandsaw, but you'll see that this fence sets it up so that that line right in the middle of the jig is directly in line with the bandsaw blade. So once you get that lined up, turn on your bandsaw and you're going to saw this through until the end with the circle is even with the end of the table of your bandsaw table. So that'll be a little bit different depending on your bandsaw. So turn it on, we're going to push all the way through, cut right down that line until the end of the jig is directly even with the end of your table. Cut your bandsaw off, let that coast to a stop. Don't pull it back out at this time. You're going to possibly mess up your jig or mess up the blade on your bandsaw as well. While that's stopping, I'm going to go ahead and grab a clamp. To actually use the jig, we're going to take a clamp and clamp this down to the table or to the bandsaw table. Now this will hold it in place while we saw so that we can saw directly through that. All right, so once you got your jig set up, attach it down to your bandsaw with a clamp. You can take any square block. This is 1.5 by 1.5, but you can go up to 4, 6 inch, whatever you got. Just may have to adjust your bandsaw just a little bit for that. So if you do have a small block, you may want to use some kind of push stick to go through. I'm going to try to stay out of the way of the camera, but I'm going to have to reach around just a little bit. So turn your bandsaw on with that on. Use that push stick. Push all the way through. And you'll have pieces that you can do your ornaments on or whatever you need to do. So one other thing you may need to do if your bandsaw, if you do have dust collection, is probably going to have a little plate like this that's going to help pull the dust through. So after you get your bandsaw jig set up for your particular bandsaw, you may want to take it, turn it over, and very carefully draw or drill about a 1/4 inch hole on either side of where your blade come through. And that's going to allow some airflow to come through so that it'll help pull a little more dust away from the jig while you're using it.